Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has done it. He is officially the presumptive GOP nominee for the President of the United States. Now, I don't think that many people truly and fully understand just how big of a deal that this is, especially with the shakeups that we are seeing in the RNC, which I'm about to get into here in just a second. But guys, this is a big deal. And for those of you who might watch some of the content that I put out or watch similar channels to mine, you might understand. But for many people don't. For many years, decades really, our two-party system has really become a uniparty. It's been a uniparty for a long time. The Republicans and the Democrats. It's really just been the Democrats that have just been rolling over the Republicans, and the Republicans have basically just been a speed bump. You know, Mitch McConnell, just slow down there, Democrats. Like, that's really all Republicans have ever been good for. And I've said it before, it's really about 99% of the Democrat Party and 85% of the Republican Party that are all they pretend to hate each other. I mean, they really, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, at the State of the Union speech, just a few days ago, we saw Mitt Romney and Joe Manchin sitting together, cutting up, making friends with each other, making plans, talking about whatever, laughing, joking up, whatever. Okay. But then when the cameras turn on, or when they think that the cameras have turned on, in reality, they turned on a lot sooner. But when they think the cameras are on, they act like they hate each other. The reality is that they're a uniparty. It's one big club up there on Capitol Hill, and none of us are a part of it. And a good portion of the Republican Party is not a part of it as well. Like I said, it's about 85% of the Republican Party. However, the tide is starting to turn, ladies and gentlemen, especially with what we're seeing in the RNC. Positions are being taken away, and I believe that non-MAGA candidates are not going to be getting the support that they are used to getting. The candidates that do not fight for American values, the candidates that do not actually push back against the insanity that the Democrats are putting out. For example, puberty blockers for kids, insane. Sex change surgeries for kids, insane. Pornographic books in schools, insane. These are just a few examples of the insanity that the left is putting out there, and the Republicans have done nothing. They're a speed bump. The reality is, the reason for this is because it's a uniparty. They want to go along to get along. They just want to be able to fill their pockets. They want to get their donor money. They want to do their insider trading, and that's it. This has been going on for decades. However, I think some things are about to change. Donald Trump, I believe, truly is very likely to be the next president of the United States, and the RNC as a whole is being changed very, very rapidly. Let's get right into it. From the Post-Millennial, breaking: Donald Trump is officially the presumptive GOP nominee for the president. According to Decision Desk HQ, projections indicate that former President Trump will emerge victorious in the GOP primary in Washington, securing the Republican presidential nomination and positioning him for a potential rematch against President Biden. Trump secured a minimum of 1,215 delegates, which is the threshold required to clinch the Republican nomination. Before the Tuesday primaries, Trump had garnered 1,077 delegates, leaving a gap of at least 138 delegates to be secured. Across the GOP nominating contests in Georgia, Hawaii, Mississippi, and Washington state, a total of 161 delegates were available for allocation. Trump dominated the Republican primary, facing off against several notable candidates, including former U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He emerged victorious in nearly all contests, yada, yada, yada. You guys all know this. My first acts as your next president will be to close the border, Fantastic. Drill, baby, drill. Yes, let's get back to being energy independent. Get these gas prices down. Get these grocery prices down. It's going to be fantastic. And free the January 6 hostages being wrongfully imprisoned, because as we know, there are many January 6 political prisoners, like he said, who have been kept in prison, who have not been given their trials yet, who have been kept in prison over bunk charges, people that showed up hours later after the rioting had already ended. These people showed up hours later, were waved into the building, and were given tours through the building, and then they were charged with all kinds of ridiculous charges. Okay? So he's going to be working to free those hostages from January 6th. I love it. It's fantastic. You can be mad about it, liberals. Couldn't care less. Trump has been surging in the polls and has made significant strides with young people, women, and voters of color, because it can only get so bad, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to touch on this. It can only get so bad. Like, I don't see how destroying the country was going to get these people to continue to vote for him. I mean, you look at, for example, let's talk about young people. Let's talk about Gen Z, my generation, okay? I come in at the very beginning of Gen Z, okay? I mean, like right there. And people might say that I'm a millennial. People might say I'm Gen Z. I don't know. There's so many different answers on that. But ultimately, I grew up mostly with Gen Z people, okay? So I'm definitely more Gen Z than I would be millennial, but that's neither here nor there. Guys, Gen Z is struggling. I mean, Gen Z, you look in these major cities, okay? Let's talk about New York. Right now, the average Gen Zer is about my age, maybe a little younger, maybe 20 to 20, 25, 20, 26 years old, somewhere in there, 20 to 26, somewhere, okay? The average Gen Zer living in New York, you're trying to move out of your house, out of your parents' house, so you get an apartment. That apartment, I'm going to put that in quotes, air quotes, apartment is basically a shoebox, okay? You're going to live in a small little shoebox, and a small little pod, as we like to say. No bigger than this room. In fact, it's going to be a heck of a lot smaller than the room that I'm in right now. It's going to be very small. It's essentially a closet, okay, with an area for your little bed and an area with a sink where you can brush your teeth, and shoot, maybe not even that. You got to go share a bathroom with everybody else that's in your building. Oh, and you're going to spend about $2,000 to $2,500 a month for your little shoebox. Meanwhile, the illegal immigrants that just showed up 5 minutes ago are being given 5-star hotel rooms, 3 square meals a day for completely free. Oh, and they're being given $10,000 gift cards. Oh boy. Like, I don't see how they thought that Gen Z was going to look at that and just be like, "Oh yeah, that checks out." Like, no, they were never going to support that. Young people were never going to get on board with this, man. And I get it. Well, actually, I mean, the majority we saw a recent poll that said that about 68% of Gen Zers said that Donald Trump was going to have a positive effect on the country. 68%. Now, this is a poll, and you know how polls work and how they can be iffy. I get that. But ultimately, we are starting to see more and more polls across the board about Gen Z saying they're sick of this crap. Okay? Then, of course, let's talk about voters of color. Okay? Let's talk specifically about the black community. Okay? The black community is pissed. They're pissed. Okay? From what I have seen and from what I have heard. Okay? I am not a black person. I'm going off of what I have seen and what I have specifically heard. If anybody wants to tell me I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to. That's fine. But from what I have seen and what I have heard from specific people, the black community is pissed off. You want to know why? Because during the Joe Biden presidency, they brought in, I believe the number is anywhere from 7 to 10 million illegal immigrants. Okay. And they were shipped to places like Chicago, places like New York, places like Los Angeles, all over the country they were shipped to. Okay. And these Democrats, these Democrat mayors, these Democrat governors brought these people in and said, okay, we're going to take all the resources away from our black communities and we're going to give it to these people that showed up 5 minutes ago. Yeah, dude, it's not... It's just not going to go over well. Let's continue, man. Earlier in the evening, President Joe Biden locked up his nomination as the Democratic Party's presidential candidate. So we are going to be getting a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Heading into Tuesday night's contest, Biden had 1,872 delegates and needed 1,968 to clinch the party's renomination, which he earned in Georgia's primary. Guys, this is a big deal. Because ultimately, we might start to get some pushback. We're finally going to start to get some pushback. We're finally going to start to get some actual challenges to the stuff that the Democrats have been doing. Ultimately, like I said, Republicans have been speed bumps in the way of the Democrats, and Democrats have just rolled right over them every time. For example, we tried to get the border closed, and the best that we can do for Joe Biden, we just had major hearings today about Joe Biden and how he has basically been confirmed that Robert Hur in front of Congress admitted that Joe Biden told classified information to his ghostwriter. Oh, and by the way, before this hearing had happened, Joe Biden specifically said to reporters in a press conference that he had not done that. He specifically had not told any classified information to his ghostwriter, and he has today been proven wrong. This is a fact that Joe Biden did this. This was found in a DOJ investigation that Joe Biden, in fact, did this and lied about it. It is a crime to do this. And not even was Joe Biden. Joe Biden, of course, was not arrested. He's not even being charged for ridiculous reasons, by the way. But not even the ghostwriter was arrested after he tried to delete the evidence. He tried to delete the recording of their conversation where Joe Biden had told him this classified information. That is destruction of evidence. This is a crime. Not even arrested. Guys, we need Republicans in office with strong spines who are going to sit there and say, you know what? I don't want to be a speed bump anymore. I'm going to be a roadblock. And you know what? Not only am I going to be a roadblock, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna start doing a little pushing back of my own. And the reason we can tell that this is happening is because of stories like this. New York Post. This is from a few days ago, but this is so important, guys. It's so important. RNC hit with mass layoffs after Trump-backed team assumes power. The Republican National Committee issued mass layoffs Monday, the first day its new leadership team assumed power under Donald Trump's hand-picked hierarchy. Guys, they are cleaning shop. They're cleaning shop. They're cleaning out. Drain the swamp. Guys, the swamp started in the RNC. Okay? If we really wanted to get this government under control and start to root out all of the corruption, root out all the bureaucracy, rule out all of the bloat and just the grossness of our government. Well, these Republicans, they had to start with their own party. So they're cleaning house, man. They're throwing people out. You want to side with the Democrats? You're gone. Oh, you want to stand in the way of us being an actual party and actually providing some kind of roadblock and even pushing back against the Democrat? You want to stand in the way of that? Okay, you're gone. This has been a long time coming, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. Every RNC regional and state political director was told to resign, but given the option to reapply. A source close to the GOP organization told the Post. The staffers received emails notifying them of their end date, March 31st, explaining Chairman Michael Whatley was reevaluating the structure of the operation, which now features fellow top newcomer and Trump daughter-in-law Laura Trump as the co-chair. Ladies and gentlemen, the Republican Party is now the MAGA Party. And let's be honest, it's been that way for several years now. When Donald Trump took over, the rhinos in the Republican Party, the uniparty Republicans, they tried to stand against him. There was many Republicans that voted against him to impeach him over what happened on January 6th, even though the riots had already started before he even finished his speech. They tried to stand against him. It's over. When it comes to the Republican Party, the Republican, in my opinion, the Republican Party is no more. It is now the MAGA Party. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am. Donald Trump got his what is this? This is her niece, I believe it said. I believe it said it's her niece. Daughter-in-law. Trump's daughter-in-law is the co-chair of the RNC now. Guys, this is a big deal. You might not think it is. I'm telling you it's a big deal. The Republican Party for decades has not pushed back. They have been spineless. They have been weak. I believe we might finally get some people who are going to say, no, I think we're done. I think that the RNC is done under this new leadership. I believe that the RNC is going to be done putting their money and putting their support behind candidates who are rhinos and behind candidates who don't push back and don't do what the people of this country want. I can tell you what the people of this country want. The people of this country want secure borders. They want low taxes. They want inflation to go down. They want interest rates to go down. Excuse me, guys. Woo! Goodness. I apologize. These are some... Let me say this. The people of America want to be able to afford groceries again. Boy, wow. What a concept to be able to go to the store and actually afford the things that are in the store. Wow. What a concept. Just, call me crazy, but I think that we should strive to be able to afford groceries again. Maybe it might be asking too much. I agree. Might be asking too much, but I think we should also try to get back to where we can afford gas. I know, shocking, crazy. Guys, these are some simple things. Like the American people are not asking for too much. Don't overtax us. Don't send our money off to foreign wars and impoverish our country. Don't mass inflate our currency. Don't cause mass inflation. Don't cause, just take care of the basic things that we ask you to do as a government. Very basic things. This is all we ask you to do. Have a strong military. You couldn't even do that. You got a bunch of wokies in there now. A bunch of freaking woke liberals in there now. We can't meet recruiting standards. Our military is as weak as it's been in a very long time, guys. They just announced that they're cutting 40,000 jobs in the military. 40,000 jobs because they cannot meet recruiting standards. Guys, these are very basic things that we ask our government to do. It's not hard. Well, I mean, I say it's not hard. I've never done these things before. So I'm sure there's some level of difficulty to doing these things. I agree. It's probably a complex thing to, get people to join the military. I get that, okay? I'm not saying it's not hard. I apologize for saying that. But these are the things that we ask you to do. And if you cannot do them, you should be removed. And it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely happening. Guys, I think that we are slowly but surely winning. I do. I think we're slowly but surely getting there. We're right on the cusp, man. We're right there. But we got to finish strong. And then, whenever we finish strong, we get the people that we need in office. We cannot get complacent. We cannot just go across the finish line, win the race, and then say, okay, well, that's it. I guess we go home now. No. You got to stay vigilant. We cannot go back to the way things were. We got to continue pushing forward. Many administrations of success is what this country needs. We need a good 2-3 presidential administrations, 3 or 4 Congresses in a row of success. That's what this country needs. And I get it. There's going to be setbacks. Fully understand that. You can't expect anything to be perfect. You can't expect that anybody's going to get into office and fix all our problems. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we get the right people in office and they can fix some of the issues. Okay? Then the next administration comes around. We put the right person in office and they fix a few more of the issues. And it becomes a snowball rolling down the hill. And now we're in business. Okay? Now we're rolling. Okay? Guys, you got to go vote. You got to go vote. The primary election, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many bigger things that are coming. Of course, we got the election in November. Extremely important. There's going to be shenanigans. There's going to be shenanigans. We know this. You saw the Time magazine cover where they said talked about the shadow campaign to save the 2020 election. You know that there's some kind of shadow campaign going on right now to try to defeat Donald Trump. They said it themselves, not me. Go talk to Time magazine. I didn't say it. They did. Okay? Time magazine said this, that in 2020 there was a conspiracy, their words, not mine. There was a conspiracy to defeat Donald Trump in the 2020 election. Guys, you know that there's going to be some kind of shenanigans going on. But you got to go anyways. You got to fight. You got to strap your cajones back on, okay? Get off your butt, get registered to vote, get your family and friends registered to vote, and go vote. Guys, we did it in 2016. We did it in New Hampshire. They tried to pull all kinds of shenanigans for Nikki Haley to beat Donald Trump in New Hampshire, and it didn't work because people got up and went out and voted. Guys, we got to take our country back, man. We're slowly but surely winning, but we got to finish strong. Got to finish strong, man. Where will we go, modern America? Which way? Which way, modern America? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a fortune teller, but I think we are winning. Got to finish. Got to finish strong. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'll have another video coming for you guys soon. Not entirely sure if it's going to be this week. I have to do some traveling later this week, so I'm not entirely sure. I will try to get another video out this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, share the show with all your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description. Hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Guys, stay safe out there, protect your families, love each other, and God bless. Bye, guys.